Happy Friday. I'm riding home and I want to read something when I get there. Um, you got some books that are, it's just data, just extra perspectives on things. And then you have some books that I consider to be like must-haves if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty. Um, what I would consider possibly life-changing books. I want to tell y'all about one and read something out of it. I got the dry mouth. Just now left this gym trying to reverse the aging clock, you know. But this book that I'm referring to is called Wisdom of the Idiots. And it's by one of my favorite authors, Idris Shah. And I learned about Idris Shah from Brother Bobby. And I enjoy his stuff because they're always jam-packed with information in simple language and no fluff. There's no fluff. There's no blatant trickery. It's just get to the point, lay it out. So, park here, and I'll read this. Okay. Yeah, my mouth dry as hell. Okay. Pardon my pronunciation on some of the words if they ain't right. I gotta do something about this white mouth I got. Be on here looking like Ezel. Okay. This is the book, Wisdom of the Idiots. This is a must-have. Idris Shah. This is a must-have. All right. Let me read the introduction. The introduction sets the tone for this book. It says, because what narrow thinkers imagine to be wisdom is often seen by the Sufis to be folly, the Sufis, in contrast, sometimes call themselves idiots. By a happy chance, too, the Arabic word for saint, wali, has the same numerical equivalent as the word for idiot, balid. So we have a double motive for regarding the Sufi great ones as our own idiots. This book contains some of their knowledge. Do you understand what it's saying? It's saying to, ain't this some shit? Now see, I just called your name, Wally, and then your ass pop up on the damn what you call them. So I'm gonna read this one more time just for you, brother. Because what narrow thinkers imagine to be wisdom is often seen by the Sufis to be folly. The Sufis, in contrast, sometimes call themselves the idiots. By a happy chance, too, the Arabic word for saint, wali, has the same numerical equivalent as the word for idiot, ballad. So we have a double motive for regarding the Sufi great ones as our own idiots. This book contains some of their knowledge. Yeah, get that, my brother. This is a must-have book right here. What he's saying is, to a world of idiots, the person who considers things that are beyond the norm, the status quo, that person is considered the idiot in a world full of idiots. So the Sufi says, okay, well, we'll accept that. We'll call out, that's what we are. We are idiots in the eyes of those who have no inkling of inkling of motivation to consider any of these things that we deal with. Okay, so that right there, I think, was beautiful. It sets the tone for the book. Now check this out. Here we go. This particular Sufi story is called Talisman. Now this is I think it's heavy to me. Now you gotta listen, and you ought to get the gist of this when I read it. And we know what I love too? They're short and to the point. It says, it is reported that a fakir, that's F-A-K-I-R, fakir, that's probably fakir, who wanted to learn without effort, was after a time turned away from the circle of Sheikh Shah Gwath Shatar. When Shatar was dismissing him, the fakir said, you have, quote, you have the reputation of being able to teach all wisdom in the twinkling of an eye, yet you expect me to spend much time with you. You have not yet learned to learn how to learn. Now this might be just the heaviest line in the whole story. The master replies to this guy, fakir, who is, supposed to represent somewhat your ego or represent your external self. It says, you have not yet learned to learn how to learn. You have to learn how to learn how to learn. That means you have to develop the mindset that is able to want to expand so that it can expand. All right. I think that's some profound shit right there. And you will find out what I mean, said the Sufi. The fakir pretended to go away, but he used to steal into the taqiyya every night in order to see what the sheikh did. Not long afterwards, he saw Shah Gwath take a jewel out of a certain engraved metal casket. This gem he held over the heads of his disciples, saying, this is the repository of my knowledge, and it is none other than the talisman of illumination. So this is the secret of the sheikh's power, thought the fakir. And in the advanced hours of that very night, he entered the meditation hall again and stole the talisman. But in his hands, the jewel, no matter how he tried, would yet yield no power and no secrets. He was bitterly disappointed. He set himself up as a teacher, enrolled disciples, and tried again and again to illuminate them for himself by means of the talisman, but all to no avail. One day he was sitting in his shrine after his disciples had gone to bed, meditating upon his problems, when Shatar appeared before him. "O fakir," said Shah Gwath, "you have always steal something. You can always steal something, but you cannot always make it work." Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me go Ralph Smart on y'all on this shit. Whoa. Slow motion other way. Whoa, did y'all hear that shit? One more. It says, "Oh, Fakir," said Shagwath, "always steal something, but you cannot always make it work. You can even steal knowledge, but can be useless to you, like the thief who stole the barber's razor, made through knowledge of the swordsmith, but lacking the knowledge of shaving. He set himself up as a barber and died in misery when he could not even shave a single beard, but instead cut several throats. But I have the talisman, and you have not," said the fucker. So this is the student is trying to tell the master, well, I got the juice, because I got the thing, I got the talisman, which is supposed to be the source of all the power. I got a hold of it now. And he's thinking, I ought to have the power now. So it goes on, "Yes, you have the talisman, but I am Shatar," said the Sufi. "I can, with my skull, make another talisman. You, with the talisman, cannot become Shatar." Oh, man. I'm telling you, if you don't get this book for nothing but that one damn story. People looking at me like I'm crazy. It says, I got to read that again. It says, "Yes, you have the talisman, but I am Shatar," said the Sufi. "I can, with my skull, make another talisman. You, with the talisman, cannot become Shatar. Why then have you come? Merely to torture me?" cried the fakir. "I come to tell you that if you had not been so literal-minded as to imagine that to have a thing is the same as being capable of being transformed by it, you would have been ready to learn how to learn." But the fakir thought that the Sufi was only trying to get his talisman back, and because he was not ready to learn how to learn, he decided to persist in experiments with the jewel. Jewel. His disciples continued to do so, and their followers, and theirs. In fact, the rituals which are the result of his restless experimenting nowadays form the essence of their religion. Pause. Nobody could imagine so sanctified by time have these observances become that they had their origin in the circumstances which have just been related. The hoary practitioners of the faith, too, are held to be so venerable and infallible that these beliefs will never die. And there you have it. Peace, Sister Zeta. Right. Not the memorization of the days exactly. Not enough melanin from the... And there goes the point. We need not tarry in worrying about, and I know we talk about it, I talk about it, but when it all boils down to it, it's not about somebody being able to steal something, more so than it being about each person learning how to activate their powers. See, you look at all the superheroes, when they start out, they had to learn how to use their suit, or they had to learn how to use their powers. And usually you'll see that they had some type of older person providing tutelage that was supposed to represent your higher self. So you see Batman has butler, what's his name, Arthur, or whatever his whatever Batman's butler is. See, that was his groomer, his handler, all right, or his higher self. Superman in the Smallville version, or the childhood Superman. He's got the adopted whatever they suppose his grandparents, whatever they supposed to call themselves. But you always see that they have Skywalker with Yoda, and Yoda gives it all away. What's up, Marcus? Yoda gives it away. Knowledge. His own inner knowledge was grooming him to develop his light. And there we have it. So we see all these crazy things going on. I was talking to a sister in class Sunday, and she's telling me about how in D.C. how the murders is just, she's rampant. She said they ain't doing nothing about it. So, and we know Johns Hopkins University is the main trauma hospital in that area, and that is a living horror movie in itself, as are all the major hospitals in major cities. These are living. They're right when they call them trauma centers. They really are trauma centers. But taking all that into account, at the end of the day, what it boils down to, no matter what is going on around us, what it boils down to is how are you working your own mojo? How are you working your own mojo? And then the other point that comes out of that story is, think about when you're building your altar. This is a great story to put into perspective what you're doing. Your altar, or whatever you're using, your statues, whatever you're using to activate what's in here, is not the power. So that's what the man Fakir stole the talisman because he saw the master Shatar holding the talisman over the head and telling the students, this is the source of my power. But he didn't understand what was going on. Remember the other day we talked about triangulating? So you had the master, you had the students, they formed 2 points. He took the talisman to form the third point to make a triangle, or your pyramid. Okay? So the neophyte, though, which is what Fakir is, the neophyte runs off with what he sees with his eyes, and he doesn't have the discernment to be able to decipher that this is just a symbol of something greater. It's used as a road mark or as a reflector or a mirror to bounce intention off of onto something else. Okay? That is a great story to keep in mind if you say you're going to build your altar. Because I'm going to show you all later on. I'm going to do a video and I'm going to show you some of the stuff I found at the Goodwill, at the Mission, Ross, bargain shopping. And I'm going to show you what my thought process was when I saw these things. It's very fun. It's letting your creativity just run loose, and you're thinking about, well, what do I want to bring into reality? So I want waters to pour, so I'm going to go and get me this nice little cauldron. Well, not a cauldron. No, it's like a funny looking pitcher, and it's just the water you pour it in here and it trickles. I said that. See, what I'm doing is, because it looks mystical, I'm doing that for my own ego, because that's putting me in a mindset of, oh, I'm actually activating something. It's a game I'm playing with myself. It's just I'm a child. I'm having fun. I'm using my imagination, and I'm just gonna let go. That's why you can't tell that to all of your folks. I say it on here because I would hope that if you're listening, you have some type of highway open to this way of thinking. But to your other folk, you just gotta just get it, and just be quiet and everything, because you can't explain it. You can't explain it because we've become adult in the bad ways, and we remain children in the bad ways. We're not childlike in the way that we need to be childlike, and we're not adult-like in the areas we need to be. So we're very adult-like, some of us, with paying our bills and making sure we stop at a red light, but we're childlike in our spirituality. We're childlike. Our creativity, we're childlike. Thinking outside the box, we're childlike. We're institutionalized. So I want to show you how we're getting these little pieces, but even still, this is the foundation we need to have. That them shits don't mean nothing individually. They don't mean shit. It's the fact that I've made an agreement with this object that it's going to represent this for me. So there again, I triangulate a point. I got the object, I have my intent, and I have and then I have where my intent is going. Where my intent is going is the apex of the triangle, because it stands supreme over everything else, because it's the ultimate reality, or it's called the affinity. That third point, the apex of the triangle. So this story is a great way to understand to put things in their perspective. The gadgets, how you dress, how you look, these are gadgets. Like I told you, I used to wear my unk and be pissed if I leave the house and forgot my damn unk. And then finally I work's like, no, dumb. You don't need to wear this motherfucker around all the time, neck sweating and shit. Getting stuck in your hair. No. That thing didn't have no power. So that's a beautiful story. Beautiful. A lot of great stories. We could just sit and do story time just off this book right here is the Don Dada. This is a must-have right here. Wisdom of the Idiots. So that wraps it up. I just wanted to share that with y'all. Let's see what's up, Dark Truths, Sister Zeta, what's happening? So we'll wrap it up right there. Just a little quick little drop. But as always, stay down until you get up. When you get up, stay down. It's Brother Jamal, mastersofthecosmos.com. Be a wise idiot. Peace.